Welcome back, Tarnished. The moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. Elden Ring's colossal expansion, Shadow of the Erdtree, has opened the path to the Land of Shadow, and it is every bit as breathtaking and brutally challenging as we'd hoped. But let's be real. The difficulty here is on another level entirely. The bosses are faster, more aggressive, and demand perfection. So today, we're not just exploring the sights. We're arming you for survival. We're breaking down the absolute best builds that are dominating the DLC in 2025 and revealing the most unforgettable boss fights you have to experience. Whether you're bashing your head against a wall or just preparing for your first journey, this guide is your key to conquering the Land of Shadow. Before we even talk about weapons or stats, there's one fundamental rule you need to understand. The Land of Shadow operates on its own terms, and your power from the base game, well, it's just not enough here. That's why your first and most important mission is to hunt down Scadutree fragments. These are items scattered all across the map, and they are not optional. They form a separate progression system that specifically boosts your damage and damage negation only within the DLC area. If you try to charge straight into the first major boss without collecting a handful of these, you're in for a world of pain. The same goes for revered Spirit Ashes, which strengthen your Spirit Ash summons. This is non-negotiable. Explore every corner, uncover every secret, and power up before you take on the big threats. The veterans and early players are already calling these some of the toughest fights in the entire Souls-like genre, so you'll need every advantage you can get. The good news is that the DLC also showers you with incredible new weapons, spells, and abilities that can completely redefine your playstyle. Let's dive into the builds that are shredding the DLC's toughest challenges right now. First up, for the players who love aggressive, high-speed combat, we have the Milady Bleed build. This centers around Milady, an elegant but deadly light greatsword you can find early on in Castle Ensis. This build is all about dexterity and arcane, focusing on stacking the hemorrhage effect incredibly quickly. You'll want to aim for around 60 dexterity and 57 arcane to maximize your damage and bleed chance. The real magic happens when you equip Milady with its unique Wing Stance Ash of War and set the affinity to blood. Then, you amplify it with two key talismans. Rellana's Cameo, which can boost the damage of your Wing Stance attacks by a massive 45%, and the classic Lord of Blood's Exaltation, which gives you a huge attack power boost whenever you trigger bleed on an enemy. The gameplay loop is all about relentless pressure, using stylish, flowing attacks to build up that bleed bar and watch boss health chunks disappear in an instant. Now, if you prefer a more tactical, debuff-oriented approach, the Poison Lizard build is a surprisingly powerful and unique choice. This setup uses the rugged Lizard Greatsword combined with the new Poison Flower Bloom's Twice Ash of War. The goal here is to inflict both poison and scarlet rot on your target, and then let the damage over time do the heavy lifting. You'll still want high dexterity and arcane, around 60 and 50 respectively, but the star of the show is a new item called the Poisoned Hand, which drastically increases your poison buildup. Pair that with the Shard of Alexander to boost your Ash of War damage, and you have a build that's perfect for whittling down the DLC's bosses with their enormous health pools. It's a patient player's dream. For those who want to wield the divine power of the gods, a Maximum Faith build is more viable than ever. This is a pure caster and melee hybrid that pushes faith and dexterity as high as they can go, ideally to the soft caps or beyond. You'll have access to a suite of powerful new incantations. Use weapons like the Sacred Relic Sword for its fantastic Wave of Gold skill to clear out mobs, or something like Lita's Sword to debuff tough enemies. Your talismans should focus on amplifying your spell power, like the Phlox Canvas Talisman and the Godfrey Icon for charged incantations. You become a true battle cleric, using spells like Giant Golden Arc for long-range pressure, and then diving into melee with a Sacred Infused weapon. It's an incredibly versatile and powerful way to experience the DLC. And we can't forget a classic that remains utterly dominant, especially in New Game Plus cycles, the Blasphemous Blade build. This is the go-to for players who want raw power and incredible sustainability. The strategy is simple but devastatingly effective. With 60 Vigor and 60 Faith, you wield a Blasphemous Blade plus 10. Its skill, Taker's Flames, is the star of the show. It deals massive fire damage from a safe distance, and crucially, heals you for a significant amount with every single hit. By equipping the Shard of Alexander to boost the skill's damage even further, you can spam this attack to melt bosses while staying at full health. It's straightforward, maybe a little cheesy, but it works against almost every challenge the DLC throws at you. Now I want to hear from you. Which DLC boss has given you the most trouble, and what build finally got you the win? Let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more PlaySphera content.